Tasks in a Box is an Office 365 SharePoint app that can be used to create personal and team tasks with a simple but powerful interface. To install Tasks in a Box, you simply click the Settings cogwheel, typically in the upper right hand corner of your site, and from the Settings menu you would choose the Add an App option. From the Add an App page, you would click the SharePoint store link in the Quick Launch, typically located on the left hand side of the page. From the SharePoint store, you can search for the app in the search box in the upper right hand corner. So I'll type in Tasks in a Box. The Tasks in a Box icon shows up. You can click the link, get a description of the app along with a link back to the vendor's website, and to install it you would simply click the Add It button. I've already got it installed on my site, so the Add It is grayed out. So I'm going to navigate back to my site and perform a demonstration of how to use Tasks in a Box. The Tasks in a Box has a link that's listed under the Recent in my Quick Launch. If I click that link, this will take me to the Tasks in a Box homepage. And it's from here where I would set up all of my tasks. Now the first time you install it, you will be asked to provide some setting information to define some of the basics like your user profile and if you have any teams. If you need to change any of those settings, you can use the Settings cogwheel in the upper right hand corner, click the Settings menu, and from there you can go in and modify things such as the notifications, how it sends emails, if it sends emails. If I click the user profiles, this can define information about my account, title, department. I can include a picture, and you have some options for theme. To get back to the main home page, I can click the little home icon in the upper ribbon, and this is the main page where I will create my tasks. So I can create simple personal tasks using this inbox area, and all I have to do is click and start typing inside the area. So I'll type something like take out the trash, pick up kids. If I keep hitting enter, I can keep adding more and more items into the list. If I want to edit, say for example I want to set a due date or due time on any of these, I can select the actual item. This will open up a little slide out, pop out dialog, and from here I've got an option to set a due date, and I can also post comments, as well as I have an option to delete the task. Notice the icons define that it's due today. If I want, I can also check this little star. This will make it a flagged option, and over in the left hand side of the page you can see that I've got some filters that I can use. If I click flagged, that will filter it and only show my flagged items. Or if I go back to open tasks, this is what the default is, the default view, which are of course the tasks that are open to me. If I want a series of tasks to be combined together, that would be the use of a project. So above my inbox, I've got an option to open a new project. From there you can create templates. So as you create projects, you can save those projects as templates and then start or give you a little bit better starting point. In my case, I haven't created any projects, so I'm just going to use an empty project. So I'll select that one, give it a title, say something like install new email server. I can make it public, I can make it private. I'll go ahead and make this one public. Open the new project. In a production environment, this is where I would add members that I wanted to collaborate with on this project. In my case, I'm just going to click I'm done. I'll be the sole member. And then from my install new email server, it's actually got its own page that I'm looking at here, where I can either create milestones to reward a certain level of completion, or minimally I can come in here and just start adding new tasks to this. So I may say something like purchase new hardware. That'll be one of my tests, OS, and so on. And again, I can set dates, maybe just to show what it looks like. I'll set a due date in the past, so I'll set that this was due yesterday, and we can see that it shows up with a bit of a red icon to let me know that it's already past the due date time. And if I go back to the home of the site, home page of the site, I can see my inbox tasks, and I can also see the tasks that are involved with this particular project. I can also see on the left hand side that I've got one overdue. That was the one that was due yesterday, as well as the one that I assigned due today. Now you can also link this in with your SharePoint task list. So if I go back to my SharePoint site, the icon in the upper left hand corner will navigate me back to my Office 365 SharePoint site. And from here, if I create a traditional SharePoint task list, I'll do that by choosing the Add an App option. And this time I'll click the tasks, the built-in SharePoint task list, call it Stuff to Do. I'll click my new Stuff to Do link in my quick launch. And then if I want to link this task list into my tasks in a box, from the List tab menu, there's a connection in the Connect and Export section to sync to tasks in a box. If I click that, this will open up a dialog, and from this dialog I can choose which projects I want to link. So this should list all my projects from tasks in a box. I can save the synchronization, and it takes a minute, but eventually the tasks from my tasks in a box will show up in my new task list. Normally if I navigate away, so I go back to the home page and then click back on Stuff to Do, I can see that it's picking up on some of my items. So I've got a Purchase OS. If I check that one off, let's see what it shows back in Tasks in a Box. So back in the Tasks in a Box, if I look at Recently Closed, that shows up as my Purchase OS has been completed, and that's the one that I checked off back in my traditional SharePoint task list. So in summary, Tasks in a Box is a very easy to use interface, very powerful for creating your own personal tasks as well as tasks for a team, and it also comes with a mobile application that you can install. Well, that's it for this video presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.